I am so excited that Sting is now with AEW. I don't understand it, because they told us on Dynamite Winter Is Coming that he signed a full-time deal, and I was like, how the hell has he signed a full-time deal? Does that mean he's going to be a wrestler? Because last time I saw him wrestle, he basically kind of died, or so that's how it seemed. But I suppose if Daniel Bryan can make a comeback and Edge can make a comeback, why can't the same be said for the Stinger? It's about to go buzz. That's not what a Stinger does. As a fan though, it gets me so pumped. I mean, look at me, I'm all aflutter, and I actually think this is really good for both AEW, and I think it's really good for Sting. Now, of course, it was quite controversial, and it melted the internet down, but that was always going to happen. Why? Because a bunch of people on Twitter are just so negative. I've answered the wrong question. The question I want to put to you today is, why did AEW need Sting? Here's why. Right, the obvious stuff, all elite wrestling needs to grow. I mean, they had a terrific first year, they got a TV contract, a TV deal that nobody saw coming, and throughout all of that, they put on some pretty damn good matches. Before people go nuts too, that doesn't mean insert your professional wrestling promotion of choice here sucks. It means they all can be good. They can all be entertaining. I know, oh, what a concept. Just put a smile on your face and enjoy your television program. To continue making these strides, however, there are a few things that they need to do, one of which is to grow their core audience. Like, it's really amazing when you think about it, that they are averaging 700 to 800,000 people each and every week, but you don't want to stay there. You want to expand your wings and you want to start flapping them away and you want to fly to the sky, but that's not easy. You can't just click your fingers and hope that it happens, especially because you're not just competing with other wrestling promotions, you have to compete with a human being's entertainment hours. Like, you've only got so much time, you have to figure out where you want to spend it. So while trying to get brand new fans through the door, and more on that in a minute, is always going to be absolutely integral, you also kind of want to look over your shoulder, get in a DeLorean and stare into the past and try and bring some of those people back too, because never forget, in the height of the Monday Night Wars in the late 90s, close to 10 million people were watching pro wrestling, and now a bunch of them have just disappeared. And a lot of that audience too did come from WCW, but as soon as World Championship Wrestling was bought by the then WWF, they weren't interested in checking out what Vince McMahon was doing. They didn't care about it. That wasn't the sports entertainment they enjoyed. In fact, they hated sports entertainment straight up. So instead, it was goodbye men in pants, goodbye women in pants, no more, done, dead. And I get that was 20 years ago, so trying to win them back is going to be quite difficult, but a great way to do it is to get out your nostalgia gland and hit somebody right in the nostalgia gland. Like back in the day, I was more of a WWF guy than I was a WCW guy, but when I heard some of the angles that World Championship Wrestling were doing, I couldn't help but tune in because I wanted to see them, and a lot of the damn ass time, they featured the one and only Sting. I mean, there was just something about him that was so captivating, hence why when he did turn up in WWE in 2014, we all lost our minds, and why some people exclusively watched TNA. That's where Sting was, so they were going to follow. Like a dog. And there's the added benefit too that AEW does air on TNT, so there's like this warm, cushy thing that this is Sting returning home. And I will stand here and I will say it, I mean it as much as I have a bald head, I would guess that's going to get some people's intrigue. And the execution was so good, I bet it hooks a few of them, and then if they say, hey, I hear the main event is a World Championship match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, maybe they watch, and maybe they then decide to watch again next week. Bada bing, bada boom, you got a new viewer. And there's no guarantee it's going to go that way, but at least on my end, all of this interaction that he had with someone, say like Darby Allin, made Darby Allin feel like a bigger star than he ever had done. And that's not for want of trying. AEW has already done a great job with that guy, but seeing him and flipping Sting, a WWE Hall of Famer, stare at each other in the face while Darby Allin was like, well, I'm not backing down because I consider myself to be a pretty big deal, it worked. And that's doubly so given the likes of Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes and Arn Anderson were like, oh my god, it's Sting, I don't want to get near him. And what if Sting has a match with Darby Allin? What if Sting is Darby Allin's manager? That association, even from a visual perspective, well, I think it's damn good. It just excites me, and if you disagree, that's fine, you're allowed your opinion, but I haven't felt this buzzed about pro wrestling in a very long time. I also just think it's the way that you use a legend. This all too does tie into the controversial angle that closed Winter Is Coming, which, by the way, I liked. And straight away you're like, oh, surprise, surprise. Simon likes everything. Well, one, that is not true, and I suggest that you open your ears. And two, oh no, my entertainment program entertains me all the time. What a bind I'm in. Oh, I suck. But yeah, look, you could have had Kenny Omega beating Jon Moxley with his big, massive mega move, and that would have been great. That would have been awesome. We've seen it time and time again. It would have established Kenny Omega as the brand new champion, and we would have just chugged along like we've been chugging away. But we've done that. Everybody has done that. Doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it again. But when you have a television show, a free television show, that you've been hyping as the biggest thing we've ever done, you're probably going to assume that someone is going to tune in that doesn't regularly tune in. And if you just give them what they expect, well, I don't think they're going to hang around for very long. And this relationship with Impact is exactly that. And it's got my mind racing, because I'm like, well, where the hell does it go now? Do I now need to start watching both Dynamite and Impact? Are we going to get some kind of crossover? Are we going to see Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, versus Rich Swann, the Impact Champion? Does that end when Naito from New Japan interrupts? And yeah, you'll go, Simon, that will never happen. If I had told you a month ago that we were going to see Impact and AEW kissing and hugging, you would have punched me in the face. So don't you tell me what can and can't happen. The door is open. Look, I'm stepping through it. And they can all agree it's going to be a smart strategy too. Like, no one's ever really going to land a proper blow on WWE because they're just too big. But if every other company gets together, well, you never know. Also, it sounds exciting to me, and it sounds like something that you could send to a friend, and they go, well, that feels like something I should watch. But between this and the arrival of Sting, I just think AEW is making all of the right steps, and I know I get it. Next time we see the icon, it's not going to feel as big because the debut is always going to be the most wonderful version. But still, I want to know what he's going to say, and I want to hear his explanation. And don't give me all that, oh, I can't believe we brought back an old guy to crap all over the little guys. Are you kidding me? Within the last year, All Elite Wrestling has made stars out of MJF, Jungle Boy, Orange Cassidy, Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, he's about to blow up, Wardlow, he's going to be a massive dude, and a bunch of other people. These are wrestlers working in tandem, and that's how you build a promotion, that's how you build a company. Everybody enjoys working in tandem. Point is, it serves both masters, and that's not an easy thing to do. You can rope in the young'uns, and you can rope in the OAPs, such as me. Also, it was a catalyst for me to message all of my casual wrestling friends and say, look, if you've got a couple of hours, even if you've just got an hour to watch the last half, go and check out AEW Winter Is Coming. I think you're going to enjoy your socks off. One of my friends right now as I speak is avoiding social media because he has bought into what I have said and he doesn't want it spoiled. Now, if this is not what he was expecting and he thinks it sucks, I'm gonna look stupid, but I don't care because I enjoyed it. Also, it just made me happy. It reminded me why I like to nerd out for wrestling so much. Well, I think we should all just get on the geek wagon and ride it to the station of dreams. And I don't even know what that means. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about Sting, AEW, Impact, and all the craziness that's going on right now in those comments below. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com, read yourself some articles, follow WhatCulture on Twitter, WhatCulture WWE, and watch more videos here on WhatCulture Wrestling, including ups and downs for AEW Winter Is Coming. It's here, it's done. My name is Simon from WhatCulture, and I get it. I know what you can throw back at me. Simon, you're an old man, and you used to like Sting. That doesn't mean it's what's best for business. I disagree. I disagree. You want to rope in those old fans. You want to rope in the new fans. You want to rope in your mum. You want to rope in Auntie Joe. You want a dog to go ruff, ruff. And then you somehow, I don't know what I'm talking about, you somehow translate those barks and it goes, wow, I'm really happy that Sting has come to AEW. That's the stupidest thing I've ever said. Dogs aren't even featured in the Nielsen's rankings, so it wouldn't be in the ratings. Stupid, stupid dog. Okay, we've now made it clear, no dogs are allowed to watch AEW. I know why you tune into these videos. Utter madness. See you soon.